Starts with an opening statement before we start with questions.
Well, first of all, congratulations to Kelly Harper and her program on their road win. Nothing like a victory on the road. Good luck to our football program. Safe travels to all our fans, students. Be safe in tomorrow's game, journeying from your destination and obviously back home. We knew, and I knew, if you look back in my comments, when you face a team in a home opener who are conference regular season champions and contenders this year, conference tournament contenders, meaning I believe they have a chance to win the championship, with 8 guys returning, I knew, and part of our scouting report was exactly how the game played out. They're gonna take the punch, and they're gonna bounce back. What I personally loved was the fact that our guys, the conversations they had in the locker room at halftime in regards to those same messages. Our guys bounced back. They showed a lot of heart and resilience against a tough team. Obviously, when you look at my statement about Coach Korn, SEMO's lucky to have him. I'll say that. I think he learned from Bruce Weber what I learned from Leonard Hamilton, how to be able to build a sustainable program and do it the right way. That's what I mean, and that's what I see. So it's ultimate respect from me to Coach. We've been knowing each other for a long time, and he had his guys prepared to play, and we had our guys prepared to play as well. Questions?
This defensively in the first half, what did you think went wrong, or what did you like or not like about what you saw?
What went wrong? I think what went right for them was they made shots. They earned shots. They had earned baskets. Even above our length, even above our shot contest, they were able to make distant shots. When you shoot 51% in the first half on the road, and you're able to shoot a high percentage from that free throw line as well, is gonna pose some problems for any opposition, no matter where that game is played. So it's not what we did wrong, it's what they did right. And they did a lot of things right. They executed, they moved the ball. I think they took advantage of certain angles that we corrected in the second half. That's why you go from 51% down to, what was it, 32. And that's why you go from that 3-point percentage down to what they went to. You look at our angles at our closeouts in the first half, it wasn't hard to figure out what was happening. It's just a matter of making that correction and regrouping. And I thought our guys regrouped, and I thought we were able to do some things. What I'm not happy about is those scrappy on the ball, on the floor rebounds that we wasn't able to come away with, whether it was Ant Robinson or Mark Mitchell or Luke Northweather, whoever it was, we wasn't able to grab and secure. That team led the country in fouls last year. I knew that they would be physical. It's just a matter of early on in the season being able to adjust to that, the scrappiness, the hands-on part of the game. No different than that play Mark Mitchell went out of bounds. I thought we got distracted with trying to referee as players and not just playing the game. And it's something that'll be corrected, but I'm proud of how our guys bounced back.
What did you make of the way, especially in the first half, the way that the team was able to affect and impact SEMO's possessions and shots?
You said what? Excuse me.
How they were able to affect and impact possessions and shots?
Well, I think in the first half, players make plays. You know, it wasn't that we did something wrong. They made some tough shots. They made them in transition. They were able to have opportunities, and they got the right guys' shots. You look at the shot distribution on their roster. That's what it looks like when you have returning guys, but also when you go 9 for 20 and 8 for 14, their teams knew who to give the ball to in those moments. Those guys combined for 8 out of 21 from 3. Those are great shots. And they were contested. They did everything right. I'm proud my guys contested. The percentage got to where it needed to be in the second half. And the second half is where we won the game. Mark Mitchell was able to go 4 for 4 in his last 4 free throws. That's what won the game. Us being able to be prepared in situationals of press breaking at the end of the game where they were trying to foul or even make it tough for us. We were able to execute a fire drill, so to speak, which is those segments that we call end of game or situationals. We were able to defend. We were able to knock down free throws in the end of the game. We just got to do it for the entire game.
Just when you have those issues with the free throws and turnovers, how do you go about diagnosing those as early season issues, early season jitters, like you said the other day, compared to kind of deeper things that need to be coached? Just how do you approach that?
Well, the thing is this. SEMO is a team that, again, led the country in fouls, but also was very high in their deflections. Sometimes we didn't do anything wrong. They did everything right. And I want to give them credit, not take away from that. That's a great defensive team that we faced. I thought they gave challenges and also teaching moments where our guys learned in situations. What we can't have is a turnover margin like that, but we ended up being in the negative only 3, whereas before we were -7, right? We forced some turnovers as well. We had a high number of steals, but we didn't convert all of them. We converted some. The other thing that I would tell you is from the free throw standpoint, we went 26 27 for 31 against Kansas State. 26 for 31. Kansas State, that's not by mistake. Again, getting into the crux of the matter, our season is a learning process and a journey, and the 2 teams that we just faced are contenders. At Howard, that is not an easy place to play. Here against SEMO in the opener is not an easy game by any means. What I'm excited about is our guys were able to win with a negative turnover ratio and with a free throw percentage like that. If we just manage those situations, which will come and go, we're not going to be hot every night from the free throw line. Hell, we may not even get there half the time, but being able to win the game when we are missing those shots, I'm proud of the responses and the resilience that it helps build.
Some questions for Mark and Luke, please.
Mark and Luke, what were some of those adjustments in the second half that helped y'all come back on SEMO?
Yeah, I think just getting back to our principles in the first half. I think we jumped out early and we kind of just went in the lull. Got kind of soft, got kind of complacent. You know, they're a good team. They're going to keep fighting, keep playing. I think in the second half we just got back to our principles on the defensive end, and they still made some shots to make some plays. That's a good team they're going to do, but obviously it was a lot better outcome.
Mark, that was perhaps as aggressive as we've seen you offensively from start to finish since the Alabama game in February. What was your mindset heading into the contest tonight after the opener versus Howard?
Man, I don't know. I knew I was going to be aggressive all day today. I knew that their defensive coverage, they like to stay home and things like that, and obviously when I can get in one-on-one and play in space and things like that, my teammates allow me to do that. I know I'm really good, and just the versatility and the size and the matchups are to my advantage, and I just knew I wanted to attack that.
Mark, how do you assess your performance tonight? I mean, a lot of points, 29 points, a bunch of big buckets and all that, but then you struggle with free throws and early on. So how do you walk away from tonight? Great night, good night. What do you think?
Did you struggle in your last
Not so good night.
I think obviously when I have a game like that, it's a good night. Obviously you can clean up things and do better. I think on the free throw thing, it's just mental. I've shown second half of the year last year, I don't know what I was, almost 80%. So it's just mental early in the season. I know the percentage will bounce back up, and yeah.
How do you fix that mid-game, like when it's going like that? Is it just keep firing until they go in, or do you go over your technique and maybe change some stuff? Or how do you fix it in the middle of a game?
I mean, in the middle of the game it might be kind of hard. I think once I hit the first one, I don't think I missed again. So it was just mental, honestly.
For Luke, Coach talked about the conversations that y'all had in the locker room. What were those like during halftime?
You know, just staying solid and being consistent. I think the coaching staff has done a great job kind of setting the standard of what they want defensively, and just remind us of that standard to uphold.
Mark, how much of that aggressiveness was just game plan? How much of that was you trying to sort of read situation, read what was called for at that point in the game?
It was a little bit of both. Obviously, as I stated before, the way they play defense, the way they like to go home, the shooters and things like that. And I think just me also just doing my job, being aggressive, being a leader on the team, especially down the stretch, just kept attacking. I knew they couldn't stop me. And just trying to open up things for my teammates as well, but just keep going downhill, playing off 2 feet, something we really emphasized the last couple of days.
For Luke and Mark, at least in the first half, a lot of dribble drives to the paint. SEMO is doing a pretty good job of knocking the ball out of your all's grasp. How does that get fixed going forward?
I think just doing what we do. I mean, we have great players, great facilitators. Obviously Mark and Anthony and Sebastian are great at getting to the line. So just them getting downhill and and they do a good job of it. So it's just a matter of fixing it. And,
yeah, we knew it was coming. Obviously, as Coach Gates stated, their deflections, they're really handsy. They foul a lot. And if you foul a lot, you can't call every foul. So kudos to them. They're a really good team, really scrappy. They got me a couple times, got Ant, got Baz, all of us. But yeah, just trying to be strong and things like that. I think it was a good test for us to prepare us on what's to come.
Coach, what went into the decision to start Jacob in the second half, and how infectious was his energy after that, especially on the defensive side?
It was easy because, as you know, Javon picked up 3 fouls, and it wasn't a basketball play on the third one. So usually you think about, does coaches play kids in the first half if they have to, right? Sometimes you take them out. But I left him in, and he played several possessions, but he cannot pick up a foul in that situation. And it was just a technical push, right? No basketball play. At the end of the day, that was into that decision. Being able, and Jacob was playing well. He played well. He was able to get some plays. He was able to stretch the floor. I thought when you look at our ability to sub, we got pieces. We got guys that are able to play starter minutes and vice versa. So I'm just thankful our guys were able to bounce back in that situation, not allow the handsiness or the way the game was going to frustrate us. I saw no frustration from our guys. I saw togetherness, and that's a good sign.
Coach, what prompted you to close with Luke over Sean Phillips at the end?
Well, Sean picked up 4th foul, I believe, and he had another turnover. And I just thought having space on the floor with Mark Mitchell, who was able to get downhill, Luke presents that gravity that we need to open up the court. So it was a simple coaching strategy to give him more space, give Ant Robinson more space, and be able to do what we did best, and that's be able to get to the paint, be able to draw and kick and get to the foul line.
Mark, what does it mean to have another big on the court with you like Luke, who can space the floor? And then in turn, Luke, what does it mean to have another big on the court like Mark, who can drive and give you that gravity?
That's great. Having someone that can just space the floor like that with size. Even try to kind of draw bigs away from the paint, or if they don't want to have the big guard him, they might be guarding me, and I probably have a matchup advantage. So it's always going to be good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's a special player, so I take pride in my shot and my ability to space the floor. So I need to, sit in the corner and let Mark do his thing and be ready for a kick out. I'm happy to do it.
Mark and Luke, in the second half, defensively, what do you feel like you guys did particularly better to sort of help contain dribble penetration, but also for you guys to be able to get out to shooters? And what's the role the bigs played in that?
Yeah, I think we just showed more fight, and as I said earlier, just got back to our principles. In the first half, we let them go middle, not doing things that we've been taught since early June. In the second half, we just got back to that and had more desperation. That's really all it was.
Yeah, I think our communication improved too. Not everything's gonna be perfect. There has to be some room in there just to talk things out and get the shooters when you need to get there and just figure it out.
We contested more passes. I thought in the first half, the last 15 minutes of the first half, we stopped contesting passes, and we were playing defense with our hands in our pocket. Second half, we got our hands out of our pocket, got it above our waist, and was able to get extended on pickups, getting deflections, being able not to allow the ball to get moved from left outer third to the right outer third. We were able to get our hands, even a fingernail, while on ball defenders, get our fingernail on the basketball and create indecision somehow, some way. Defense wasn't perfect. Again, we didn't close out with some long, scrappy rebounds several occasions, and that's what I think stopped us from getting into a double-digit lead, but we still held a lead that was comparable and allowed us to execute at the end in some fire drill situations.
Final question.
Coach, neither freshman has seen the 4-8 for you guys. Is there anything in particular that you would like to see out of them in order for them to earn a playing time or minutes?
You said it best. They'll soon earn. You said it best. There are two great players that will be outstanding for us. Aaron Rowe, point guard from Toten High School, did a tremendous job this summer and obviously this fall. The biggest thing with him is, and Robinson's right there too. T.O. Berry's right there too. T.O. Berry has to take care of the basketball. As it relates to Nicholas Randall is going to be a heck of a player. However, you have Mark Mitchell sitting right here to my left. So that's what it's about. Their patience are going to be very important in their development. Obviously, they are talented players, and I love them to death.
All right, thanks,
All right.
guys.
M-I-Z.